If I had to choose any city to live in, I would always choose Vienna. You got amazing infrastructure, it's open-minded and traditional at the same time. You got opportunities educational-wise, and it's just amazing growing up here.
Vienna, the city of music. The Austrian capital has been voted the world's most livable city several times. But beyond the stunning architecture and the bustling streets, what's it really like to call this city home?
I'm Sebi, I'm a 16-year-old student and I live in Vienna, the most livable city in the world. Hi, welcome to my flat. Let me show you around a bit. First, we got our nice living room with some windows, some older windows and some just, I wouldn't say classic, like typically Austrian furniture, but just like the way we like it. And then there's my room. It's a bit of a chaos, but I really like plants, I really like books, so it's basically like a reflection of my soul, you could say. Here's my lovely mom making me breakfast.
Hi, good morning.
And normally I would just eat some bread or with some cheese or some yogurt and drink some juice. I think that's the most unaesthetic bread I've ever made, but well.
Sebi usually starts his day at 6:30 a.m. Austrians aged 14 to 24 make up 11% of the population. Around 15% of them are living with their single mothers, like Sebi does. Now it's time to go to school.
Super, ciao.
Sebi lives in Vienna's 8th district, Josefstadt, which is the smallest city district. It's quite close to the city center, but not touristy. The average rent in Vienna is €9.80 per square meter, pretty low compared to other European capitals. This district is an exception, though.
Later, even though I would love to keep living here, if I'm gonna move out, it's probably quite unrealistic to stay here because the prices of the rent in this district in particular are very expensive. So I'm very lucky to be living here, and later I just have to find another solution probably. Yeah.
In Austria, the average age people move out is age 25 and a half. Sebi isn't thinking about that yet, though. He has one more year at his public school.
Okay, so this is the school that I've been going to since I'm 10 years old. And it's actually one of the oldest schools in Vienna, and it's the second oldest school for just higher education. It's a school for languages. I'm learning French, English, German and Latin. And normally I get school from 8 to 2, but it can be 8 to 5 or 6 as well. It really depends on the day. So actually it's getting quite late now, so I'm gonna head to school. See you later, guys. Okay, so it's currently 2 o'clock and now school's over, so let's go.
After school, Sebi usually grabs a quick snack from a nearby bakery.
So as far as I know, Marie Antoinette brought the Kipferl to France and they changed it into the croissant, so they altered it a bit, but it's basically our invention, you could say.
After finishing high school, Sebi wants to pursue higher education. Around 32% of Austrians go to university. That's below the EU average. For Sebi, it would mean studying at one of the oldest and largest universities in Europe.
So this is the University of Vienna, the main university. And after I finished school, I just want to take a gap year, maybe in France, to improve my French and to meet other people. And after that, I would like to study here. Maybe politics, maybe journalism, I'm not too sure now. But definitely here because it's a great opportunity to have a uni that great so close by.
In Vienna, only around a quarter of the population drives to get around. The rest mostly walk, cycle, or take public transport. Students like Sebi can travel all year in Vienna and parts of Austria with a youth ticket for €86. A cheaper version for school days is also available for around €20.
So I feel like the public transport in Vienna is really nice and also quite reliable, affordable as well. And just in general, nobody uses a car, or at least people my age, because you got trams, buses and subways everywhere.
Vienna has more than 100 museums, with millions of tourists visiting each year. The city's museum quarter is one of the world's largest for culture. For Sebi, the Kunsthistorisches Museum right beside the quarter is the perfect spot after school.
especially after a stressed week, a stressed day, I really just like come here because it's free for us, for students under the age of 19. So we can just sit down, relax, sometimes with a book, sometimes with some music, and just go around the museum, look at some pictures, look at some paintings, and just try to calm down. Because for me, like, that's my best way to relax, honestly.
In Austria, people can vote from the age of 16, which gives youth voices power. Over 70% of those aged 16 to 29 consider climate protection and human rights urgent issues, while 67% believe national politics need to change.
In Austria, there's currently a far-right party getting more and more popular. In my opinion, you can't manage problems with even more hate. Austria is only great because we got a democracy going on, because people can be themselves freely. So I feel like it's really great. That just says to protect the democracy, and I feel like that's the most important thing to do right now.
It's almost evening, and Sebi is heading to his favorite cafe, a long-standing tradition in Vienna. The city's coffee house culture dates back to the 1600s, though until 1856, women were only allowed there as cashiers. Today, these historic cafes are open to all and even recognized by UNESCO as part of Austria's intangible cultural heritage.
Coffee house culture is a real huge thing in Austria, or specifically in Vienna. And even though there's so many cafes, I really like to go here just because I feel like home somehow. You can just sit here for hours talking with your friends, drinking your coffee and enjoying yourself. For many tourists, Vienna is just sausages, cafe houses and Sacher cake. For me, it's my birthplace and it's where I live. It's my home. And honestly, I can't imagine living anywhere else in the closer future. And I'm just so grateful to be living in the most livable city in the world.